All right, man. So here we go. Got to sneak by the house for a quick minute today, which is fantastic. This came in the mail the other day. My boys at Sweetwater sent me out this. This is a 2021 Les Paul slash November Burst from the Slash Collection USA Gibson. It is basically a 50 standard with Slash's little touches. So let's talk about one of the main touches. Pretty much this is a 50 standard. The neck is a little sculpted, so it's more like a C shape. So if you've played some guitars that have a, I wouldn't say a tapered neck, but like a full neck, and it's a C shape, you're going to love this guitar. It sits really good in the palm of your hands. I have like beast-sized hands, as everybody likes to point out every once in a while. Like, dude, how big are your hands? Well, they're big enough to smash your fucking face in. That's about how big they are. They're big enough for my dick. Now shut the fuck up. So, yeah, I know Sweetwater hates it when I talk like that. That's why I'm not an affiliate, because I say bad words. But really, I love those guys. They treat me so well. And this guitar is phenomenal. Now, this is where I can do that whole take me down to the hypocrite city with the gun. You know what I'm saying? So I've been shitting on Gibson collectively since 2017, real heavily. Like, not even kind about it. Walking up like a drunken sumo wrestler and just taking a big shit on Gibson. That's pretty much what I've done. I got a really bad guitar, and I spent a lot of money for it. So I was irritated beyond belief because, well, you buy a Gibson, and I was playing Paul Reed Smiths for a very long time. I just kind of, every time I pick up a Les Paul, I'm reminded why I love Les Paul guitars. I love my Paul Reed Smiths. You'll never hear me say a bad word about them, but there's just something about a Les Paul that sounds like rock and roll. Like, the simple thing. Sounds like rock and roll. Just sounds like rock and roll. So if you want to play rock and roll, having a Les Paul is just, it's a beautiful thing. Do I have a lot of guitars? Yes. Do I like my guitars? All except for one of them. And one of them, it's just a situation I don't like it. It's actually a very good playing guitar. But I went to my buddy Greg's house. So here's a little story. Story time with the fat piece of shit that bitches about everything. Don't worry, we'll get to the bitching. It's gonna happen. So a week ago, I went down and spent a week with my boy Greg Walt. If you're fans of the Riff of the Days, Gears, Riffs, and whatever the fuck we call it, you know who Greg is. He's a super cool cat. He's been around since like the infancy of the Riff of the Day. I've been to quite a few little guitar things in Dallas, in the Dallas Guitar Convention. I go jam with him and his buddies on Fridays when I'm around. He's just such a good guy. So he has this Les Paul Classic, I think. Yeah, it's a classic. Classic Plus. So we went and saw Guns N' Roses. So like a mark, got myself a Guns N' Roses shirt. And I was like, I gotta play some Guns N' Roses riffs. And I set up his Les Paul for him because it was set up for the guy before him and it wasn't set up very well. Another thing, you can set up Les Paul fast. It's really easy to set up Les Paul. Like a 5-year-old can do it. Well, I shouldn't say that because some people can't set up their own guitars. But I set it up. I went and played it. And I'm down there going, oh, I wish he'd sell me this guitar. But he won't part with it, right? So it was eating me alive. So I reached out. I was like, I want to try something from 2020 because this is an older one. And 2017 really burnt me. Like, I got a Les Paul Custom. That's what I got. Les Paul Custom. It was, oh my God, it was horrible. Everything about it just sucked. It wouldn't stay in tune for nothing. The frets were janky as shit. There was tool marks all over the thing. It just broke my heart, you know? But I'm sitting here playing his, from I think his is from 2011? Maybe? 2001? I know, I can't remember. But she's an older one anyway. She's an old lady. And it just played so fantastic. I enjoyed playing it so much. I begged him like at least a dozen times to sell me that goddamn guitar. So fast forward. Happened to be talking to my Sweetwater rep, and I was like, "Hey, man, what's the chances of getting like a decent USA Gibson?" He's like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh, kind of like the Slash guitars because they're not custom shop. They're what they call the Slash collection, which means they're standards that are done, you know." Like Slash wants it with these colors that kind of highlight little pinnacle parts of his career. So I was like, that's kind of like, if you had to call it a middle of the road, it's kind of like the middle of the road for high-end Gibsons, right? Because Slash has got his name on it. Other than that, it's the Epiphone or the custom shop. So you're talking $899, $7,000. And these are $3,000. Plays fantastic, stays in tune really well. These are still brand new strings, and they're pretty much staying in tune. The guitar has weight relief on it. She's only 9 pounds 8 ounces for a Les Paul. That is light. They usually clocking in around 12 pounds, if not more than that, depending on the wood, right? It's just mahogany and a AAA flame maple top. And this is what they call November Burst. If you remember the video for November Rain, when he walks out of the church, kicks the door open, he's like, "Hey, sinning is winning. Yeah." This is the color guitar he's using. So it's kind of like a nod to like one of his 50s that he has, which all of them are sort of kind of. They're either they have to do with a moment in his personal music history, or they resemble a guitar like the Appetite Burst is the guitar you saw most of the time when he was doing Appetite for Destruction. You have a 50s neck. It's Les Paul, 22, right? We all know that. I'm going to say they're medium jumbo frets. Very comfortable. Extremely comfortable. We have Clusons on here. I believe they are Clusons. Shit, man. My vision sucks. Pretty sure they're Clusons, though. Stays in tune pretty well. I don't know if I'm going to put lock-in tuners on it or not. I'm actually surprised at how well it does stay in tune. It's very well balanced. It's got the modern professional bridge on here, which is a gift. you know, because usually you just see these on the higher end models. You have what they're, these do not have Slash's signature pickups. These have made by Gibson Slash buckers. Now, I've played both the Slash pickups and these Slash buckers, and you're gonna see 100 fucking videos, right? This is probably gonna get me demonetized, but you need to hear this. I have nothing hooked up. I'm using the Republic X amp just straight up. I have the gain dialed down to about half. Everything's pretty much on middle. It's right down the middle of the road. Nothing. No trickery, no fuckery, no shenanigans. This guitar just sounds phenomenal. All right? I know it seems like I'm praising about this guitar quite a bit. So let's talk about the couple little nitpicky things I have. One, this came out of Gibson USA, so I like to think that when they're doing quality control, there's a few things that you do not see on a $3,000 guitar. I'm sorry, but you're paying $3,000 for a guitar, you expect a few things to not be found. One of them would be fucking tool marks. There's quite a few tool marks in places they should not be. When they buffed it, I don't know if they did it with sandpaper or what, but there's swirly marks. I mean, deep-ass swirly marks all over the finish on this thing. I'm going to try to buff them out myself. But I might not ever be able to. All right? They're pretty bad. Another thing that irritated me a little bit is they went through the hassle to put a strap in here. Now, this is 2021. The average height of most men is 6 feet. A 48-inch strap isn't gonna fucking cut it. It's just not. You can say it's because I'm a fat piece of shit. I don't give a fuck. It's not because I'm fat. Height-wise, Gibson should be slung down low. You shouldn't be playing, like, of course I have a belly, so it sits on top of my belly, but it should be a dick protector, you know? That's what a Les Paul should be. It shouldn't be jacked up like you're fucking playing Dave Matthews shit. It's rock and roll, man. This shit should be slung low. You know what I'm saying? An extra 6 inches of this really shitty leather. Can't tell me that's high quality leather. I don't give a fuck what you say. But just 6 more inches makes a big difference. Just ask your wife. That's right. So other than that, really, I mean, as far as the guitar plays, it plays phenomenal. The fret job on this is almost flawless. You get down between the 9th and the 15th, she's a little and they say it's plecked. Whoever ran the pleck machine that day needs some fucking instruction. Is it good? Yes, but if it was plecked correctly, you wouldn't have that space right here that's just not hey, I wonder if it will catch this. Yeah, that shit was real. Literally. I didn't poop myself, though. Although it is starting to instantly smell like I did. But anyhow, this guitar is phenomenal. I love it. I really wish they put the strap in here with strap locks. They gave me another 6 inches of strap. 6 inches strap on. I'd be able to actually use the strap. But it's useless to me. I'll keep it in there just because it came with the guitar, and I usually keep everything that comes in the box. But now I'm going to have to go and source a different leather strap, because none for nothing. It's a Les Paul. If you're using a nylon strap on a Les Paul, I'm sorry, man. Get yourself a leather strap. Grow the fuck up, would you? Jesus. But yeah, she's a good guitar, man. But will she metal? Let's turn some knobs on this amp and see if we can get this into kind of like the metal territory. Let's see what happens. So, yeah, it will metal. The guitar is fantastic. The finish work's a little less than the desirable for a $3,000 guitar. The fret job was pretty good, just that one area right there. I don't know if this went to lunch, came back and forgot it. I don't know what happened with it. The guitar stays in tune pretty well. Man, I just got done chugging the shit out of it. I mean, it sounds good. It just sounds good. Stays in tune. Really, at the end of the day, this is a great guitar. Worth $3,000. It's a Gibson USA. It has a beautiful top. I say, yeah, it's $3,000 worth of guitar for sure. If you're being honest with yourself about what is put into guitars, what gets the guitar shit done, this guitar is worth the financial burden of $3,000 to the buyer. And really, you're getting a lot of guitar for it. And like I said, the few things that are wrong with it, quality control has just been the bane of their fucking existence for a while. They're doing so much better. Like this guitar right here is 100 times better than the other guitar I bought. And the other guitar I believe was more expensive, if I remember right. I want to say it was like $4,200 or something like that. And this is a better guitar. It looks stunning. Like I said, it sounds like rock and roll. You can do metal on it. Stays in tune great. The intonation on it's perfect. Fucking Sweetwater nailed it. Either that or it came from Gibson with great intonation. I mean, it is flawless. It really is. I love it. It plays great. Like I said, literally, if I have to be picky, the 9 to 15 area, well, it's more like the 8 to 15 area on the bottom side. Top side's fine. It's just the bottom side. A little wonky. You got tool marks everywhere. It's just got unnecessary tool marks. Tool marks where they shouldn't even be. That's the weird part. And the swirls in the finish from where they just did a horrible buffing job. I'm hoping I can rebuff it back out. I don't mind putting a little bit of work into it. It's a beautiful guitar. I'm going to keep it. Yeah. Why not? Let's go spend money we don't have. And for those of you asking, in the unboxing video, I addressed it. I will address it again. I did send a message to Gibson and Epiphone about getting the Epiphone version of this guitar. So I can put them side by side and see the $900 versus the $3,000 effect. What are we really looking at when we look at those? If you have the money to spend the $3,000, is it really worth spending the $3,000? Most likely it is. I mean, it's built here in the United States. I'm not shitting on overseas stuff, but really at the end of the day, things are just, the standard is a little higher here. It just is, right? We can all agree on that. Without being a bunch of assholes, we can sit back, we can agree on that. The standard of excellence here is just a little bit more to be desired. And really, at the end of the day, most Epiphones I've played are really good, and I've never played one that costs $900. Usually they're $500-600, and they play phenomenal. So I'm going to probably just shudder to say that the Epiphone for $900 is a great alternative. And if you're a 16-year-old kid, if you work this summer, you got the money to go buy it, it's probably going to do you fine. If you saved your money right, you probably go get this and just get yourself like the grand poopah right out the gate. But anyhow, gear used today, obviously, a 2021 Les Paul / Standard 50, and it's from the Slash collection. It is the November Burst. The Republic Amps X Amp. Monster Cab. Yes, above. That's it. Nothing else. I'm not hiding behind a damn thing. I'm doing I mic things up a little differently this time. As you can see, I have this obnoxious piece of shit right here. Hit myself in the face with it like 5 times. But I know everybody was giving me shit about miking up my caps. I mic'd up my caps. I just didn't like the way that I sounded. So I need some room sound. So I decided I'd use a little trick a cat told me about. Just leave the vocal mic on. You'll hear clicks every once in a while from your pick hitting the strings. But for the most part, the mixture between the two mics really gives you a nice room sound. So please let me know how the audio is in this particular video. The vocals will probably be a lot less than the actual playing, but that's all right. It's okay. No one wants to hear what the fuck I have to say anyway. But anyway, please, if you haven't subscribed to my shitty channel, take a second and do it. Keep music evil. Bring metal to the children. Don't be a dick. Check out Gibson guitars. If you're like me, you went on the hate train for a while, I gotta say, this is droves ahead of the one I got in 2017. Like, not just a little better, a lot better. Even though I had a couple problems with it. That's what I do here. You know, is it the end of the world for me? No, I probably can buff those swirl marks out. And if I can't, I eventually probably would have got swirl marks in it myself anyway. And the fret thing, I have a fret filer. All I have to do is just slightly touch those because it's not bad. I'm not saying it's horrible, like it's sticking out like a sore thumb, but you can feel it. So I'll just, you know, give it the gentle treatment. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks again to my folks at Sweetwater. Brian Kearns, you are the man. Thank you again for treating me so well and getting this into my hands. And I'm probably not sending it back. So let's figure something out. Yeah. All right. Very cool. Don't make videos, kids, when you've been up all day long. And you might be slightly jacked on pizza and brisk lemonade. Because that's what old people do. Pizza, brisk lemonade. All right. Later, man. Catch you in the next video. Ciao.